Thinking of playing Iron Cross man-to-man combat on the East Front 1941-42. Steps of the movement phase: check performance, move units, conduct opportunity fire, conduct mine attacks, conduct overruns, announce assaults. Okay, German phase, support fire phase. That last combat, I was rereading the rules. I think I did find a better way of dealing with it. I think, well, one way that does make sense, even when you have these. So, I know I wasn't talking everything through. The issue in this last combat was that the total firepower got so low. I think it got down. Well, anyways, that aside, I can see a possibility where the firepower gets so low that determining your pins suppressed and eliminated numbers gets kind of confusing. But actually, now I do see one way to deal with it, which makes, I guess, more sense, and that is you're checking for pinned, then you're checking for suppressed, then you're checking for eliminated, so you take those in order. And that would allow for basically super low values. In other words, if your firepower were reduced to such a low number that, let's see, if it were reduced to 1, if it were reduced to 1, that would be your pinned number. And the other ones wouldn't apply. So in other words, for that attack, the best you could get is a pinned. Okay, yeah. I'm still not explaining everything that's going through my head, but the bottom line is, if you go in order, I eliminated one of these units. One was pinned, I eliminated one. Now I'm thinking that the one that I eliminated, it would have been suppressed before it was eliminated. So therefore, I'm going to bring it back and suppress it. So one soldier was suppressed, one soldier was pinned, and the other soldier had no effect. And then I mark my German soldiers as fired, and that is the German support fire phase. Well, wait a minute. Okay, so I'm starting to do some of these similar procedures off camera, but now I'll break in when I'm adding stuff. So now the medium machine gun is going to go ahead and take an opportunity. It's still the support fire phase. The Russians are far enough away, Soviets are far enough away, Germans might as well take these shots. So the medium machine gun is going to fire at that same soldier that's been taking all this fire in the down state there. But what I noticed is I need to know if the target hex was successfully observed on a previous player turn, and neither the observer nor the units in the target hex have moved since that observation. Other than doing a side note, I'm thinking that I need a marker, and you do not get these in the counter mix, so I'm going to grab another ATS extra hex, and I'm going to use that for spotted. So I think I'm going to mark the soldier there as having been spotted in the previous player turn, because now I see how you could forget. Okay, so I'm breaking in to show that. So the medium machine gun is going to try to fire at that soldier. For its unusualness, I'll go ahead and point this out. So the medium machine gun had a very good chance of observing, well, not a very good chance, had a better than average chance of observing the target there, but they rolled double sixes. +2, one for the range and one for the target unit being in downstate, non-AFV target. So they did not observe. So that just means that the firepower is going to be halved before they go to try to get some effects on the target there. Okay, so the target unit wound up being pinned, which, by the way, I guess I'll just keep giving a quick evaluation as I go. That combat seemed accurate. Not accurate. How do you say it? That outcome seemed likely. Okay, that outcome seemed likely. Okay. So we're done with the German support fire phase. We move to the movement phase. No Germans are moving. Then we're going to go to the reaction movement phase, which is the opportunity for the Soviets to have limited movement. So specifically the reaction movement phase, the non-phasing player, the Soviets in this case, may attempt a limited movement. All right, let's see what kind of limited movement we can do. So we have all these, well, I guess we have crude weapons too, but we have, okay, so it's half movement, half movement allowance, and 1 hex for crude weapons. Yeah, okay, so it's easy. It's 3 movement points for all those infantry types, 1 hex for my medium machine guns, and anybody who's, what is it? Anybody who's, oh, okay. Actually, my pinned infantry, 1 hex, suppressed infantry, 0 hexes. So there it is right there. So, and the Germans can do opportunity fire. Now, I guess that's why I leave these guys marked, because I don't think they can do opportunity fire. Let me verify what the text says about that. All right, I'll try to walk through this. I'm looking at the opportunity fire chapter, and the relevant phase, which is not going to help us, is a unit may perform opportunity fire only once in a player turn, regardless of the number of targets that appear or present themselves. But these guys fired in the support fire phase, not in... A unit may perform opportunity fire only once in a player turn. Yeah, but this was not opportunity fire. This was fired during the support fire phase. So, now I move to the fire combat chapter under which units can fire. Any normal status units, these are all normal status units that have fired in the support fire phase. So any normal unit that has not already fired in the player turn, but they have fired in the player turn, is considered eligible to perform fire combat. So I guess by extension, they already have fired in the player turn, so they are not eligible to perform fire combat. That would make sense. I thought there was a bottom line. Okay, maybe there's not. But I guess the flip side is, can units ever fire more than once in a player turn or game? No, player turn. Okay, no, it is spelled out. Units that have attempted to fire in the player turn are not eligible to fire again. The exception is machine gun modes. Okay, so these guys are not eligible for opportunity fire. So the Russians are going to do their limited reaction, whatever it's called, reaction movement, phase movement. Okay, I'm in the middle of the Soviet reaction movement here, and I want to point something out. I think it's really great. So this is the player turn following the first shots. So I needed to remind myself, and I did catch myself when I started moving here, that all these units need to do performance checks. Yes, they do. So this is interesting. So I started, this stack here is 4 soldiers, and I grabbed my dice and started, and I was thinking, oh, I got to roll this 4 times to check each soldier there. But no, it's actually easier than that. So this is the platoon leader here. So really just need to check. Oh, just barely made it. Oops. 10. So really just checking the platoon leader, and then all the units move with him. So 1, 2, 3. So that's easier than it looks. Now this is interesting. The next stack here, this stack, I'm not going to pull it away, but the point is these are 3 soldiers. Do I need to roll each soldier? No, I don't, because this soldier, this is just a machine pistol soldier, but his performance rating is 10. And the game has this really great, which not only does it make it, I'm not even talking about the convenience of it. I think this makes a lot of sense, and I wish all games had something to deal with this. This is one way to deal with it, the way that this design does it. Okay, any other infantry unit, like this machine pistol soldier, not a crude weapon, a flamethrower, or an AFE unit, with a performance rating of 9 or greater and in normal status, like this guy here, may function as a leader and is termed an acting leader. I like that. An acting leader may only affect units belonging to his own squad. This should be the right squad. Yeah. Which makes sense, by the way. They're stacked together, same squad. Plus 1 crude weapon unit. So that's really cool. Bottom line is, I don't need to roll for each soldier there. I have an acting leader, a soldier with a performance rating, the right kind of the right type of soldier. Yep, just barely makes it. Rolls a 9. So, or wait, that was 10. Never mind. They easily make it 1, 2, 3. So that's what I wanted to show. You should spread out your high proficiency soldiers, and then those high proficiency soldiers can be your acting leaders. See, this stack has a rifleman with a 9 performance rating, which again, there we go, is an acting leader. So again, don't have to roll for every single. I'm just making sure this is right. Yep. So there we go. 1, 2, 3. So I like that a lot. It makes a lot of sense, and it makes it easier to use proficiency checks, or whatever you want to call those. Yeah, just wanted to point that out.